from Months in Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song called One Hell of an Amen by Brantley Gilbert. And we end up cabling this on first fret to kind of match the recording. We're going to start off kind of walking through some things in root position. And there's this cool little lead off lick where you can play open G, first fret on the B, third fret on the high E, and then first fret on the high E, open E, first fret on the B, and then first fret on the high E, open E, first fret on the B, and then open G, and then play first fret on the B is kind of a slide to third fret if you wanted to kind of follow those notes, kind of like G, C, G, F, E, C, F, E, C, G, C, D. And you could even kind of back that up with bass notes, actually. I was kind of doing that in that intro, right? Kind of an F note on the low E to kind of kick it off, and then a C note in the bass, and then an F in the bass, and then a C in the bass, and then an F in the bass, and then C in the bass, and then open G, and then kind of third fret on the low E string. And I was kind of doing that as a hammer on to kind of get that on that intro lick. But you could also back that up with chords, and you'd start on an F major chord. We'll talk about some easy ways to do this. But normally you do the F as a first fret bar, a second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger on the A string, third, and the pinky on the D string, third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord and sounds really happy. If you're just starting out, a good substitute for that would be F major 7, where you do first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the G string second, and third finger on the D string third. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7 chord and it sounds really groovy happy. Or there are definitely some open spots to use a power chord for this, where you do first finger on the low E first fret, third finger on the A string 5th fret, and you kind of work that as an F5 power chord. You play just the E and the A string. And then from the F we go to a C major chord. We play C major. First finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D second, third finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, it sounds a C major chord. It sounds really, really happy. Now, while you're on C's in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the first finger and make that a C major 7. Or you could add in the pinky on the B string 3rd and kind of say some things around the C chord. And we end up repeating that. Or you could use the power chord, where you do your first finger on the A 3rd, third finger on the D string on the 5th fret, and kind of use that for your C chord. So you kind of have that F, C, if you wanted to kind of back that up as kind of a heavier idea. And we end up repeating that F to C 3 times, and then we go to a G major chord. Then we play G major. Normally you do this first finger on the A string second, second finger on the low E string 3rd, third finger on the high E string 3rd. And you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. Or you could put the third finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd for a G major. Or you may want to think about doing the G major as a second finger on the A string second, third finger on the low E 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd. And that kind of opens you up to go to something called a G sus, which you could kind of throw in on that last part of the G. So we do first finger on the B string first fret, second finger on the D second, third finger on the low E 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, and that sounds a G suspended chord. You can almost think about that G at the end of the phrase kind of being a G sus to a G chord. Or if you're digging on the power chord idea, you could do a G5 power chord where you do first finger on the low E 3rd, third finger on the A string 5th, kind of work that for your G chord. There's a couple different strumming options that you could use through the tune. You may want to think about just kind of downs, especially if you're kind of working that F to C idea. And kind of a 3+5 idea can go 1, 2, 3, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kind of a G for 8. Or you can even do that idea with the chords, kind of F, C, F, C, F, C, and maybe you want to use a G sus and a D. Or another strum pattern that I would think about is one of my favorite strum patterns is down, down, up, up, down, up. So you could kind of work out that on the F major 7 just to try that a little bit. Kind of down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now, the weird part about applying that to our intro is the F and C's half. So you may want to do kind of a down, down, up on those chords. Or you could split the pattern, and this is kind of a weird thing. You could do the F with kind of a down, down, and then C on the up, down, F on the down, down, C on the up, down, F on the down, down, C on the up, down. You can even do that idea for the G sus to the G at the end of the phrase. Or one of my favorite strum patterns, or whatever I think really matches the tune really well, is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and that's called an eighth note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the F major 7 and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. And on the second beat, you're doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you're doing it up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So we applied that to the intro. You could do just the long down, down, down up with the strum pattern on the F and C. Kind of work that halving idea that way. Or it can be a little bit trickier. Very cool is to split that pattern. So you have the F with kind of a down, 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 and then hit the C for the up, down, down, up, down. So you got F, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, C, up, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, C, up, down, down, and maybe the G sus, down, down, G. So you kind of work it that way. And then from there, we'll be going into our verse part, which is actually that same progression until we get to the very end of our verse. Actually, we repeat that progression twice, and then we go to a D minor chord when we play D minor. First finger goes to the high E on the first fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, and the third or the fourth finger on the B string, third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now, around D minors, it can be kind of cool to lift off the first finger and make that a D sus2. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E third and make that a D suspended chord. That way you can kind of say some things around the D minor chord. And then we go to an F major, it's kind of this push actually, and we'd end up with kind of our whole strum pattern on each of those chords at the end. F, down, up, down, up. And then from there, then we go into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on the F, C idea, and then we go to the G major, but then we go to an A minor chord. It's kind of a little push. So if you wanted to throw that in, you do first finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the G string, second fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And on A minor is kind of this big push. Actually, we don't really have a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of stuff on A minor. But on A minors in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the third finger and make that an A minor 7. Or you could even put the pinky in on the high E third and kind of make an A minor 7 that way. And it's kind of this cool little push where you may want to do a G with the cut. And it's this cool little push where if you're doing the down, down, up, you may want to do the G with kind of a down, down, up, and then the A minor with a down push, G with a down push. Or you may want, if you're doing the 16th, you may want to do the G with a down, 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 up, and then do the A minor for a down, down, up, and then the G for a down, down, up. So we tried our chorus with our strumming. We had kind of that F, C, G, A minor, G, F, C, G, F, C, G, down, up, A minor, G, F, down, C on the up, down, up, G. And you make that a big down push, or you can kind of fill it in depending on which chorus it is. But now the weird part is to play along with Brantley Gilbert, instead of starting on an F, he's starting on a G flat major chord, or a F sharp major chord, depending on which way you want to look at it. But so what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on first fret, then now your F is really a G flat major, and your C is really a D flat major, and your G is really an A flat major, and the D minor is really an E flat minor, and the A minor is really a B flat minor. So we took it from the very beginning. You may want to kind of kick it off with kind of that intro lick, and that can be a cool way to kind of kick it off, and people be like, "Oh my gosh, it's one hell of an amen. I love this song." So that might be kind of a cool way to kick it off, or you can even add in those basses, which can be a really cool way to work it. ideas. Or you could do the down strumming, kind of that F, C, F, C, F, C, G. Kind of working that G sus in there. Or you could do the down, down, up, down, up, and have F, down, up, C, down, up, or F, down, C, on the up, down, up, F, C, and then the G. Or you could work the 16th idea and have the F, C, or the F, down, down, that's up, down, 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 G sus, D. And then from there, they would be going into our first verse. So we kept that going. We could kind of work that a lot of different ways, or even mix it up between these ideas. Actually, can be cool. So got F, C, F, C, or F, C, G, F, C, F, C, F, C, or mixing it up a little bit, G. And then from there, we'd be going into our pre-chorus part. So we kind of have that D minor, F. And from there, we'd be going into our chorus part. So we had kind of the F, C, G, A minor, G, F, C, G, F, C, G, A minor, G, F, C, kind of a big G to lead into our intro part, kind of coming back as a chorus tag. Now, one other thing that I think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, 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 you could throw in a bass for the chord. So on the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. On the F bar, you'd have low E for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the G, you'd have low E for the bass. And on the D minor, you'd have the D for the bass. And on the A minor, you'd have the A for the bass. So we tried our intro kind of adding in some basses. We could have that F, C, F, C. So kind of a bass, down, up, G. Or you can work that as kind of a halving idea, kind of a bass, down, C on the up, down, F on the bass, down, C on the up, down, F on the bass, down, C on the up, down, G, low E bass. Or you could take the 16th and add basses to it, and you can make it a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. It could be very cool. Or bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Or earlier, I mixed it up with a little variation of this, where you may want to play around with this. It's kind of a down, up, down, up, down, down, 16th idea. And if you wanted to, you could even add basses to that and make it kind of a bass, up, bass, down, down, bass, up, bass, up, down, down. So we tried our intro with kind of the 16th bass idea. You have the F, C, or F, C, F, C, G. So we want to play around with that and kind of see what you're feeling. And then from there, we'd be going into our next verse. So we could add basses to that and have kind of the F, C, F, C, F, C, G. Or we could be trying that with the 16th. F, C, F, C, F, C, G. We got our D minor. F is kind of that pre-chorus idea. And from there, we'll be going into our chorus part. So we'd be back to that F, C, and then our G, A minor, G, F, C, G. Or you could do 16th, the F, C, G with a bass, down, down, up, A minor, G, F, C, G. Kind of add in some basses for that. And then from there, we go into a solo part that kind of mixes up our idea from the intro, kind of that F, C, G. Chorus. So kind of back to that F, C, G, A minor, G, F, C, G. And there's kind of this big G chord. Or you could try that with the 16th and kind of have F, C, G, A minor, G, F, C, G, and then from there, then we go into our outro part, which is just like our intro. We're kind of back to that F, C, that's the basics of how you can strum through one hell of an Amen by Brantley Gilbert. So good luck.